Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I do want to tell you we have merch. It's at Aidan N Designs on Etsy if you want to go support us on there. It's a lot of fashionable stuff, a lot of different clothing, hoodies, and shirts. Go check it out.
Triple that, Grado.
She won 1942 and she mixing it.
Welcome back to another guest episode of Kickback Conversations. We're here with the big, juicy, big boy, Cooper Javorsky.
Cooper Javorsky, guys.
As if you guys didn't see a live stream, Cooper announced his commitment on Instagram Live, and as you can't tell by his outfit, he committed to
UCLA.
And very, very proud.
There you go.
How are you feeling with your commitment? How are you?
I'm very happy with it. You know, I definitely made the right decision. It ain't that far. You know, it's like an hour drive away from my home, which is pretty sweet. We have like, I think 36 home games within the 4 years.
Damn.
So a lot of family gonna be there. Yeah, I think it's like 5 tickets for family, so that's my whole family, which is pretty sweet.
Nice.
But I definitely made the right decision. It's home. If everything felt right.
Yeah. And you got into UCLA for football, and kind of like starting from the beginning of the journey, what got you to football in the first place? Like, how did you get interested in it? Did you do sports previously and you got into it? Parents forced you or something like that?
No, I mean, growing up, my parents, they didn't force me to choose a specific sport. They were just more like, you're going to do something, right? Mm-hmm. So whether that's football, baseball, golf, soccer, whatever, there's like, you're doing something, right? I actually started out with baseball, played for like 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
Was never very good. Obviously, I didn't play in high school. I just got bored of it, you know? And I've always liked football, but my parents never let me play when I was real young.
Like contact and everything, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, my dad's philosophy behind it was you're not really going to gain much if you're playing when you're 5, you know, outside of hitting your head.
Yeah. You don't want to get the CTE early on.
Yeah, you're not getting that technique down, right? Like, there's not really much of a point. I play a little bit of flag football, but I obviously am not a receiver now, so that doesn't really matter. But no, I've always wanted to play football. You know, I grew up, you know, watching it, and it's always been one of my dreams of mine. And every coach, I was like, "What's your why?" You know, I feel like that's a very common question asked in at least an O-line room. And I know you've heard Coach Jacobs, my current O-line coach, say that a bunch. You know, what's your why? And it's hard to answer that. It's kind of, the more you think about it, you know, some answers like to you seem better than others, but I think my why is I like winning, you know. I'm very competitive, and I like contact sports. Like I wrestle. I love wrestling, you know. It's not easy, but it's just fun, you know, beating up on people and being able to do that, you know.
Yeah.
Post your will on them.
Yeah.
And do you do wrestling or you just enjoy it fun, like recreationally?
You know, I wrestle in high school.
Oh, you did also wrestle in high school. Okay, and you got into that after, or in high school, yeah, obviously. When did you start football, though? Like, officially, like, start?
Like, start on varsity or like
tackle? Like tackle.
Yeah, tackle football.
When was your first tackle football season?
I played in 8th grade. That was my first full season. There was a season before that, right before COVID. That was going to be my first season, but before we even got pads on, COVID hit, season shut down. So that was unfortunate, but I played for the Santa Margarita Eagles in 8th grade.
Okay.
That was pretty fun. I think I was one of the younger guys on the team. Everyone else was like a year older than me, which was pretty hard getting into it, especially when that's your real first year in pads.
Yeah.
And you see like the guys in the NFL and they're hitting, knocking people out and stuff. You're like, that's going to be me. And you get into it and you're like, yeah, no, that ain't reality to it all the time.
Was that something you were ever worried about, though? Like, as a kid, are you actually worried about, like, the contact and the CT or brain damage from, like, running into another person? Or as a kid, I don't know if you...
I try not to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, not really.
Yeah. And I mean, there are precautions in place already.
Yeah, I feel like the pads definitely give you a false sense of...
security?
Security.
Yeah. And
you're like, oh, I have a helmet. I'll be fine. I'm not going to get a concussion. And then you see a kid get hit. You're like, dang.
The first hard hit. Yeah.
At least for me, when I was thinking about, like, when you first start getting into football, you don't think of, like, the actual risks to it. But after, I'd say, my sophomore year, I'd actually, like, look into it and be like, oh, shit, I'm just ruining my brain. And at least for me, I knew I wasn't really going to go to, like, college or NFL. That's when I really settled in. So I'm like, is it really worth it? Because on every play, when you're an offensive lineman, you're just constantly banging your head on the other guys, right? Just trying to impose your will on them. And I was thinking, is it really worth it? And that created like some self-doubt in me.
Yeah.
But after a while, I convinced myself, like, oh, I'm only doing this for 2 more years. How much more can I really hurt my brain? So after a while, I just flip the switch where, like, okay, if I want to win, if I want to do good, I'm going to have to do some sacrifices. And for me, it was worth it. But for some people, that's what stops them from playing football, is they don't really want to cause damage themselves. Especially as they know they're not going to make it, like, past high school.
Yeah.
Because some people don't want to jeopardize their future just for, like, a couple years of just fun and glory.
True.
And O-line's the most physical position, so you don't really have a choice also.
Yeah, it's that's your job pretty much. You know, you're hitting your head every play almost, you know. But yeah, that definitely stops a lot of people, especially going into high school and you're a little smaller too, unless you're like a kicker or something like that. A lot of kids, they're like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Every kid's 100 pounds heavier than me. But
Really?
yeah, there's some of those, you know, they go into freshman football and because I've seen it. You go into freshman football and a kid was he's a late bloomer and he's solid, you know, 5'5", 120 pounds. And it's like in freshman football, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
But that definitely does stop some people. And I'm happy it didn't stop me, but I was never like the smallest, you know, unless that Pop Warner team, I was one of the smallest ones.
Yeah.
But freshman football in high school, I was never really.
So for people that don't know, how like tall are you? How heavy? It's like you're a pretty big kid.
Right now.
Yeah. I'm about 6'4", 290 right now.
Okay. Yeah.
And for high school, that's more than big enough. For college, I'm gonna need to put on like 20 pounds of muscle.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy, especially at a Big Ten school like UCLA. You're gonna need to be at least 300, 305 for center. I think they measure your knees actually. So when I was there on my official, they get all your height, weight, all that stuff because they just want to make sure. Like you can say you're 6'5", right, and you're 6'2", right, and they won't know that.
People lie
all the time. Yeah.
But 6'5" and 6'2" is crazy.
I mean, I put myself at 6 foot, so
Really?
yeah, maybe
What
it's
are
like
you?
I'm like 5'9" and I'm 5'10",
Oh.
and I put my weight at like 225, 230. But I know damn well I wasn't that.
But people aren't getting away with it, really.
Well, I mean, obviously that's a little bit
To
of
a
an
point.
exaggeration.
Yeah.
But no, like if you're 6'3", right, saying you're 6'4",
Yeah. That's not.
sounds way better than 6'3",
Yeah.
depending on your position, right?
Got
If
it.
there's a big difference between 6'4" and 6'6", that's 2 inches. But if you're 6'4" and if you're 6'6", you're gonna get off attention at least, even if you're not as good because you can't teach size, right? A lot of schools will offer this kid and more of the fact that we can develop him and turn him into a great player. But if there's a guy that's 6 foot, right, and he's playing O-line, odds are he's not. It's possible because it's happened. There's a guy, I think he got picked up. He's 5'9".
Yeah,
Or 5'11", 5'11",
center, yeah.
5'11".
Oh, okay. That's better.
You gotta be really, really, really good and really strong.
Yeah.
Especially on the line size, it's a big factor.
Does that ever like shake, I guess, your motivation a bit, having to like get to those certain like weight requirements? You're like, oh, I have to do it again, or is it more of like you get in, you're so maybe like
No, I have a crazy story about that. So my freshman year, I was probably 5'10", 5'11", maybe pushing 6 foot freshman year, and I was about 190, maybe 200 pounds. And so I finished my freshman year. It was a fun year. It was, decently successful for, freshman football at least. And I wanted to play varsity my sophomore year. And I told my Coach Jacobs, and I'm like, hey, what do I have to do to get, like, how big do I have to be? And he's like, I think he said minimum, you need to be 240.
my God.
I put that weight on in about 2 months.
Yeah. Holy.
Yeah, it was brutal. Like, you eat that amount of food and like eating becomes a chore.
Yeah.
Like I was bringing chicken in the weight room, like
Really?
eating throughout my lift. Like you ask anyone there, yeah, I was bringing in like 1 pound, 2 pounds of chicken in the weight room, finishing it at the block. I think you were there for that. You saw that.
It all pays off in the end, and at least for me, I've had the same experience when from at least from junior to senior year. From when I was a junior, I was about like I lost my motivation this season. I was about like 180, and then Coach Fred comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, Evan, you ready for next year?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, I want you to be at least like 260." I was like,
Yeah.
and in my head, I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be 260."
Yeah.
Because from freshman year to sophomore year is probably one of the biggest like jumps as like your body and your skill as a player. So or this was from sophomore to junior year. So after my sophomore year, I kind of lost a little weight, but I knew I wanted to play, and I was super determined to play varsity football.
Yeah.
So my first weigh-in, because we do weigh-ins every
max week,
which is like
every 2 months.
like for our strength, and we weigh each other and make sure you're gaining weight. So my first one was Coach Sylvia. I was 170, and Coach Sylvia was like, "Damn, you need to gain weight." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, I lost some weight."
Can we explain one thing? What is max week for the people that don't know?
Max week is basically like 3 lifts. It's a power clean. Power clean?
Yeah, so it's power clean, bench, and squat. And so they add up the totals of those. So let's say you squat 400, bench 300, power clean 200, right? They add those up, and you get a pound club. So if those numbers add up to 800, right? You get 800 pound club. It starts at 800, and they give out shirts. So it's more of like a motivation. And every single time they give a little speech or like, you want to be up here, right? If you see a pattern, majority of the guys that are starting have a pound club shirt, right? So those are usually guys that are grinding in the weight room. But the highest it's gone was 1,200. And my brother actually got 1,200, yeah. It's like 3 or 4 people have gotten it in school's history. Yeah. One of them being in the NFL right now, Sean Ryan. He's for the Green Bay Packers. Actually also played at UCLA.
I think Coach Jacobs told us about that guy. Yeah.
He's crazy. I've met him in person. Like his parents live right by me, so I've talked to his parents every once in a while. Like it's only been like twice. My parents talk to them more often than me. Good family, like great family. You know, you can tell he comes from good people, but yeah, he works hard.
Do you ever get like people having the expectation of you since your brother is like lifting extremely heavy weights? Is that ever a thing of where the coaches are like, "Oh, I expect him to because he's also bigger than him"?
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Does that get to your head though, or do you kind of just ignore it for the most part?
I know. I mean, just the competitiveness in me, it does.
Wants to beat him.
You know, I want to beat him. I've only beaten him in one thing in my entire life, and he's gonna get mad I'm talking about this. My bench. That's the only thing I've ever beat him in. Like he squat 500 pounds in high school.
Jesus.
And he weighs at the time 220. He's still 220. He actually weighed in yesterday 220.
Okay.
Then a little bit after graduate, I'm pretty sure he squatted 530.
Yeah.
And he's strong.
He's a beast, dude.
Yeah,
at his
crazy.
weight and everything, the amount of weight he's pushing in the gym is insane.
Yeah, he's one of the best linebackers our school's ever had.
Yeah.
And he's he hits. He's knocked some kids out.
Really?
He knocked 2 people out, which is scary. Like I haven't heard much about it, but I'm pretty sure they're fine.
Yeah,
the kids that got hit, and hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. That's power right there. And he was power cleaning like over 300. But it's absurd.
Yeah, I think bench is the best one to win in though. Right?
It's
bench?
just more like males like just love like saying,
Bench
"Oh
is
yeah,
the
how much you bench? How much you bench?"
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's like
That's probably it.
yeah. What are you benching?
375 is my max.
I just hit 275 today, so let's just talk
That's
about
pretty
like,
Did you
solid.
actually?
Yeah, I just did that today, and
That's
that's just
pretty
like.
good.
But my friend Rion, I think I've told you about him. He was benching 4 plates
Leon,
today.
Remind me, what
He's
are I know you're
he's
friends
a
by
super
race.
like big. He's like Arabian, or Iranian, whatever.
Iranian,
But
one
he
of
was
them, yeah,
benching
yeah,
like
okay.
400 pounds a day right next to me, and I was just hitting my PR. So
benching 400?
yeah, more than 400. And I was hitting my PR, and I was like trying to be excited, and the guy next to me was benching 4 plates with ease. I was like, whatever. But as a big guy right next to me, I have some snacks or some cheat codes that help me gain weight because I went from 170 to about 220 from one off season, just eating a lot. And for me, my go-tos was, I want to get to yours, but my go-tos was Chick-fil-A, 3 Chick-fil-A meals with the sandwiches. I would have that every Friday. Don't ask why, it was just a tradition. Also, In-N-Out, at least 2 4x4s or 1 4x4 with a double and a couple animal fries with the shake.
Bro,
That's what got me gaining weight.
that's like a family meal.
But
That's how dirty
you gotta
bulk.
just like push food down.
Yeah.
And for me, when I was younger, obviously now when I'm in the gym, I know more. When you're bulking, you're supposed to not supposed to eat whatever you want.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna eat all this junk food. It was like an excuse to eat junk food. So I just ate so much and it helped me. But one of the weigh-ins, all my friends were like, bro, you look pregnant. Because my stomach was like this big. But I was like, hey, I gained 15 pounds. I gained the most weight out of everyone. So it was working.
I can't ever forget like the things you would do, like bring donuts into our class and eat as much as you can. Do you know about this?
No.
So one time I was in English class. It was just a regular day. I really love that class. I gotta do whatever I want.
It's not even a regular day. Regular days.
Regular
you did
days.
It multiple times.
I just bring donuts in. I at least get like 7 donuts just for myself. And I just chow them down.
And bro,
this was post football too. I did it for fun.
was that really?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I thought that was
Nah, it was post football.
just
So I just
No,
love of the
not-
game.
it was love of the eating.
What's
but
the point in that?
just 'cause I love donuts.
I know. Wait, did you quit football because you had to gain the weight
Yeah.
at that time? And then
Yeah.
so you ended up just
I was
putting
eating
it.
donuts for reason.
Anyways.
But yeah, what are your go-tos? Like you said, you're talking about chicken, but do you have any like sweet treats that you love that helped you gain weight, or just anything?
So when I was really bulking, breakfast, 6:30 a.m. My dad would make it for me before leaving for work because he leaves at like 7,
sick.
and school starts like 8:30 for us. So I didn't even need to be up that early, but he was
Yeah.
making it for me. So I'm like, okay. A bunch of eggs usually, protein shake. Usually protein shakes are a lot like high calorie, so like between 5 to 1,000 calories per shake usually. And then
5
some
to
other
1,000. What do you mean?
No, 500 to 1,000.
Okay, I'm
You
like.
thought 5,000 to 1,000?
No, I thought 5 calories to
Oh.
1,000. I'm
no.
like, damn, that's a massive range.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes some random stuff. Like you make some waffles, pancakes.
Uh-huh.
So every once in a while, you like change it up. Like it's hard for me to eat chorizo now. You'd make those burritos so often, and it's like now whenever he makes it, it's like I can't do it because it was so much. Like scrambled eggs became hard to eat.
Really?
Like hard scrambled eggs.
Oh, because they're good for protein, right?
Yeah. Like I like the Gordon Ramsay type ones where they're
Yeah.
really
Damn,
soft.
professional, bro.
I can make some good scrambled eggs.
I agree with you to the point. From when I joined back football, I had to gain a lot of weight again. I had so many eggs that after a while I couldn't eat eggs anymore. Like I was
Eggs just the
tired of
go-to.
it.
It's like the meta.
It was like,
Eggs and like I would have an egg sandwich and also Ben and Jerry's, whole pints of those.
oh man,
ice
that's
cream.
expensive though.
Yeah.
Like
I got mine like that.
it was probably like, I think it was 5 to 10 eggs every morning.
It's expensive to eat,
Really?
like,
Yeah.
especially like trying to be like an athlete, like
And can't you buy those like cartons with eggs in it? You
Like
know,
egg whites?
Yeah.
Egg whites, yeah. Like my brother did that a lot. So he'd put them in your protein shakes.
Oh god.
And there was like a
damn.
point in time because my brother went through the same thing.
Yeah.
And he has a crazy crazy metabolism too.
Oh really?
He was skinny his entire life. It was so hard for him to put on weight.
Okay. Yeah.
And he would like, for a couple weeks, I remember, because eating became such a chore and it was so hard. He would put chicken, egg whites, all that other stuff in a blender. Blend
That's
up
so
the-
gross,
blend
dude.
it up,
brother's
That's
a
so
psycho.
gross.
blend it up.
I-
And
It's
I could never do
efficient,
that.
but-
I could never do that. I tried it one time. It's really not as bad as you'd think it is.
Yeah.
It could use a little salt, but
Use a little salt.
no,
A
but
salty shake.
but it's crazy that the dedication you have to have. Like when my sisters went to college, I have 2 older sisters. I'm the youngest of my family. When they went to college, me and my brother like okay, we need to start bulking up now, and our grocery bill doubled. According to
Wow.
my parents, yeah. So we're eating a lot, and I need to put on more size now too. Now that summer, like I have certain goals for myself by the end of summer. So in about like 2 months.
you got a
Yeah.
big senior year ahead of you.
Yeah, I need to show out this year. So I'm working hard.
But you can be focused now since you're committed. You don't got to worry about which school am I going to go. Just
That's
focus on
true.
that craft and focus
That's
on your
nice.
game.
It's
And
definitely nice.
How was your high school experience?
It's been good.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I'm not the big like. I never went to. I have a small like friend group.
Okay. Yeah.
Generally, I wouldn't consider myself like not popular. Like I'm not gonna say that, but
Or-
I don't
okay,
I don't
yeah.
hang out with everyone. I have like 5 friends, which I think is a good amount.
Yeah. 5 quality over quantity.
Yeah.
I think it's the most of the time for people. It's
They're
just
all-
like ends up working out that way.
Yeah, because I know there's a bunch of people that have like
Any of them you want to shout out? Any of your friends?
Connor Gibson, Gavin Geis, Tyler Fields, Bryce Bockler. We got them in there.
And these people have been with you since beginning of high school?
Freshman year, yeah, man.
They're all my sons too.
I actually know some of them since middle school.
Really?
Yeah, I lost a couple friends, as you do.
Yeah,
you know,
of course, when you're changing.
Yeah,
Switching.
but Daniel Quistapachi, he goes to
Quistapachi,
a
dang.
different. He goes to Tesoro
Ooh.
High School. Yeah, it's a bit rough.
Oh, was that the guy that? Is he?
the Russian kid?
Oh yeah.
Quistapachi's Russian.
He plays.
That's
Ocean.
I thought
last
I was
name.
gonna say Italian or something.
His mom's from like Moscow.
Oh.
She's from there. Like, she's an awesome person though. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
Very, like,
Yeah, it's good that you found like a group right off the bat.
Yeah.
To have like that support group, that friend group.
Helps become a better person, better individual.
Yeah.
Can I tell a story about how I knew Cooper was gonna be good at
Yeah,
football?
go for it.
Okay, so let me tell a little background. So this is my I'm pretty sure my summer of my sophomore to junior season. So I think every offseason we do like there's competitions, right? Not just competition within the team, but like we go out and we compete with other schools. So as a sophomore, I heard about this O-line competition that like obviously I wasn't good enough yet to go to. So I was like, oh, must be nice you guys go. I'm just gonna enjoy my time at home. So summer into junior season comes around. And Coach Jacobs like talking about, okay, guys, we got this online competition we're about to do. We're going. I forgot where it was, but do you remember where it was? It was the one where you're in 8th grade.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I don't know where. I don't remember.
I don't
where it was,
remember
though.
where it was, but he's like telling this competition,
Tustin?
something like that. I'm like, a lot of people couldn't go, so he's like looking who else is here. He's like Trevor. There's Jasper. Pretty sure Cash was there too.
Yeah.
And then
Don.
Yeah, Don. Then he's like, Evan, you want to go? And I'm like, oh shoot, I don't want to go because it was on like a Saturday. So like, I just want to stay home, please, please. And I was trying to tell my mom like, oh, do we have something? Can I not go? But then I was like, no, we don't have anything. You're going. So I'm like, shoot. So we get up there, and we don't have enough guys for a lot of things. Like for the competitions, you need multiple people. There was a truck push where you got 4 guys push a truck.
Yeah.
There's sled. There's weight room. So Coach Jacobs knew that we didn't have enough guys. So he wanted to ask other positions. So he asked his brother, Jake, to do it. And Jake wasn't really a lineman, but he was trying to run always an edge rusher. And Jake actually helped us a lot in like the weight room stuff because he's really strong. And it's getting to like the end of the day, right? And we're saying, oh shoot, we're about to do this, I think this running competition or something like that we need more guys. And I looked to my left. It's Jake's dad, and I see this like little guy over here, and it's Cooper.
Little guy?
And it's Cooper as an 8th grader. And Coach Jake was like, we need one more. Can Cooper do it? So Cooper like has his cleats in the back of his dad's car, and he joins us in a competition. And that was my first experience with Cooper. And I was like, damn, this guy's ballsy.
Yeah.
I would never want to do that. Being put in that position as an 8th grader.
How tall was he at the time, do you think?
Probably like 5'11", 6 foot. But like he wasn't like small. He kind
So
of
he's bigger than you
Yeah,
already.
he was bigger than me, but-
man.
I was more chubby at the time.
he
Really?
He didn't really look like
I was pretty fat.
yeah, but
You always been a chubby kid?
No, actually, surprisingly not. I grew up pretty skinny. Like I was athletic growing up.
Oh, is it like the whole thing, like genetics wise, all of you have pretty fast metabolism, or?
No, I was always just doing stuff, right?
Oh, okay.
Like I was playing outside
Active.
with my brother, right? Like never had shoes on.
Yeah.
You know,
Damn
just
dirty ass
very,
feet, bro.
very, very, very simple. I mean, when you're like 5, you know, you're very
Yeah.
simple life. You know, you like playing, and then Fortnite came out. I stopped going outside. I got real big.
we all relate to that.
Fortnite was during COVID, right?
Yeah, I think
No,
it was
it started
before.
when I was in 6th grade.
It was a little bit
so
before.
like 2 years.
But COVID was timed perfectly, like almost
Yeah,
right after it.
100%. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
always. But as I was saying,
Yeah.
I don't know why he wanted to do it, but he's just been a natural competitor from the start. That really impressed me. Even when I was still kind of younger, I was like, wow, this kid's like, he's gonna be here. He's gonna be what's called great someday. I'm just envisioning that, because I just see the future.
Yeah.
And then I quit football, right? And Cooper was just in his freshman year, and I'm in my junior year, and I was telling him like, oh, I quit, and he was super bummed because like, oh, I wanted to play with you super bad. I was like, sorry, bro, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, dude, for a solid.
I don't
like,
want to do this
couple
anymore.
months.
Really?
And he's always like, yo, come back. Every time he's like, Evan, come back. Come
Dude, that's
back,
so
come
scary.
back.
Yeah, because dude,
What the
when
hell?
when I got called up my freshman year,
Yeah.
you got the stereotypical seniors that are bullying the younger guys, right? And Evan was the only one who was like chill. It was a bit rough.
Were the seniors really bothering the freshmen?
Dude, they always are. Bro.
See, I didn't experience that though because of the COVID thing knocking out our. I think you and me too, right? You didn't have freshman year.
We did, but it wasn't like we
But
were
you had it
mainly
on
just.
football.
It was later in the season. Like we played in
Got
May,
it.
but yeah, every time when I was younger, when I was a freshman, the older people were bothering us. Sophomore year especially, like didn't leave me alone. Junior year, even the senior was still bothering me. But like when I came out, I'm like, okay, I want to at least be nicer to the younger people so that they know when they're older not to bully the younger people.
Yeah, it's so fucked up.
So I was trying to create like a tradition or something like actually be nice to these kids.
What would they do though? Are we talking like high school movie
remember-
shit where they dump you in the trash can or lock?
Oh no,
locker or
you
something?
wish. You wish. that's what they did.
Remember when like one of our
What
first
the fuck?
episodes, I told you that there's I already said his name, but he doesn't care. Jasper, remember Cash? Get the belt out and just start
yeah.
boom, boom,
Oh,
boom.
whipping people.
Yeah,
Before
I remember
practice,
you
no one
telling me.
cares.
Yeah, you'd hold him against.
I
the
was
fence.
so lucky. He's like, oh, you're black.
Hold them against the
Yeah.
fence.
Yeah.
Jasper said, oh, you're black, so I don't want to do this to you. So he just
Oh, thank
did to
God!
Cash. I was
Thank
like,
God!
I was just watching like,
Saved
I'm
ya.
so lucky. I'm so lucky. So yeah, I just
Jasper
want to.
got away with a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people got away with a lot. But as I was saying, I just wanted to. If he missed me, then I had something happen to me end of junior season where I was faced with a lot of consequences, and the only way I got out of that consequence was if I played football again, and like everything like cleared. So I was like,
Yeah.
we're playing football again. So my whole senior year, obviously, I was really into playing. But what I wanted to do was like be kind of like a mentor to the younger people, younger guys. Him, Connor, Tyler, all my beautiful, amazing sons that I've adopted. And yeah, just create that trend so that now they're not as mean to the younger people. And yeah, ever since then, I've got to see him blossom as a human being and as a football player. It's been kind of scary because when he's a sophomore and you're a senior, you expect to be like actually like bullying the heck out of him. But he's been strong as a sophomore. And I can't imagine how strong he is now. I do not want to go up against him.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to see his growth. But yeah,
I will say on the team, the culture has definitely changed from that year.
like what is it more serious? Is it more?
Yeah, there's some serious aspects to it. We still got, as a whole team, we have a lot to work on, including myself. No, but it's not. No, the freshmen aren't getting like bullied and picked on and stuff like that. Like we have people that are helping out and all that stuff. But yeah, it's thank goodness it was.
I think this is one of your best years to win.
Yeah.
I think like the last 3 years, like we had a good window. I think this year might be. Because I don't know who the freshman, sophomore, if they're any good.
Oh,
but
we got some dogs on our team now. We got the most kids with shirts.
I've
than
seen
we've ever had.
What do you mean, like most?
Pound club
like
shirts.
the pound club shirts we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I just want to brag real quick. Coach Fritz always preached this. Oh, if you want to play, you gotta have a shirt. Guess who never got a shirt in their life, and guess who started 14 varsity football games? This guy right here. No 800, no 900, no 1,000. And when I was motivated playing football for the first 5 games, I was pretty good. But then we all know who came around, and I kind of lost focus.
Yeah. But you were like also the guy who would never say no, right?
And what? Like, yeah.
No,
Well,
not in
for
other
the team.
senses. Like, but
No.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
in
for
If
the
he
football
said
sense.
no, he'd eventually give in.
Really?
Yeah, he'd eventually
We-
give in. He had his mind set. He was done with football before his senior year. I kept nagging him. I know there's other people too, but I kept nagging him, and eventually he's like, "All right, fine, I'll come back for spring
Alright.
ball."
But the best feeling was like when I came back, I didn't really tell anyone, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're actually playing it." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
damn, you don't miss me," because we needed another offensive lineman. So I kind of like I knew that I was gonna play, so I actually felt like need for once because my whole high school career, I didn't really feel like I was needed. As a smaller offensive lineman, especially, I felt like I should have played another position, but just always sitting back. My sophomore year, I was starting on JV, which actually impressive as a sophomore, so being undersized because I had good like skill, and I just sit back. I'm just waiting for my turn. Then after sophomore season, I'm like, okay, I want to play varsity.
Yeah.
It's not like I was lazy. I put in the work in the weight room. I put in the work on the field. I was agile. I was strong. And then Don just gets like 1,000-pound club. He gets incredibly better than just sitting on the sideline. And I think I told you this story. So it's first varsity game of junior season. I played JV but like a little bit because I thought I might play in the
Varsity?
it's against Santa Margarita. It's like second or third quarter, close game. We're already context right without our starting center, starting guard somehow. They got injured.
Yeah.
So Cash is starting his first game, and I'm the backup. So let's say a Don or Trevor goes down, I'm going in. So the whole game I'm just nervous, and I see a Don go down. He's on the ground for like, I swear, 2 minutes. It's on TV, so we go to commercial. He's on the ground. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm about to go in. The guy who I'm going against is about to be 6'7", one of the best players in like California. I'm like, oh shoot, what the fuck am I about to do? So I'm listening. Trevor's like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, you guys. I'm like, I hope so. I hope so. And then I'm about to go in. Coach A was like, ready? You ready? I'm like, I'm ready. And I'm about to go in. And I see a Don get him, start running. I'm like,
yeah,
you gotta be serious. And what really ticked me off like that whole season was we were winning, but they never put me in. So let's say we're against El Toro, 47-3. I went in for 2 plays, and I was like, bro, what the heck am I doing? Like I didn't play until Aliso Viejo, so I played 1 or 2 games that whole year, like actually like meaningful like snaps, even though that was like a drive. So even when I was playing as a senior, we were beating this team 50-6, Santiago Canyon, right? You remember that game?
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, oh, bad, I'm about to play this whole game. And then they take me out. I'm like, oh, where was this energy last year when we were winning? You didn't put me in. But now this year, shout out Epstein.
What?
Damon Epstein.
Oh. Okay.
Shout out you,
That's
buddy.
crazy.
They're like, Epstein's going in for you. I'm like, are you serious? Are we serious right now? Why is Epstein going in? I deserve to
with
play.
the pull up.
Yeah, Epstein.
You gotta
Epstein's
give
a
the
dog.
first name there, pal.
Damon's a dog.
Epstein
though.
just bending everybody over on the field.
I remember when I came back, I'm like, no way this guy's name is Epstein. Are we serious right now?
Damn, that's the worst.
Hey, his nickname.
First name?
His nickname is Epstein Island.
Wow.
Damon.
Yeah, fucked up.
Damon.
Really?
He's
First name is Epstein.
No, last name is.
No,
His
his
first name is
So
Damon.
it runs in the family. Fuck.
One thing that I like to tell like the sophomores, because coming from a place where I didn't really get to play at all, we had a position where we could have 2 sophomores starting, him and Tyler Fields. I know both of them were very nervous about the position, but I didn't say this. I said this to Coach Jacobs, but like they took this and they ran with it, but they got an opportunity to play, which most people don't get, and they earned it. But there was positions open that they worked for.
Can I ask this? Why is it that most people don't get a play?
One, it's situational.
I fucking killed it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You kind of eat
That's
this
fucking UCLA instincts for you, dude. Holy fuck.
Good. They're gonna put that on the highlight reel.
All right, sorry. Continue.
It's situational and it's skill wise. For me, if Adon wasn't there, I probably would have played my junior year because I was at least obviously. I'm not freaking tall too. Like Coach.
Yeah.
Oh, one Coach Fritz I remember. So it was after freshman year. Coach Fritz like, yo, how tall is your dad? I'm like, I don't know, dude. He's like, how tall is your mom? I'm like, I don't know. How tall do you think you're gonna be? I don't know. He's like, you think you might be like 6'1", 6'2"? I'm like, hopefully. And then he's like, okay, we're gonna have you play tight end. I'm like, bet. So the whole offseason I trained tight end. I come back. Guess who's not playing tight end?
This guy.
Me.
Yeah.
And there's so many formations and especially junior season where they're like trying to like help me because they knew I wasn't really into it to like put me into play.
Yeah.
But then I was telling everyone thought that I was 220 something pounds. So like, okay, when we put him in here, he can be like a blocker. When in reality, I was like 190. So yeah, it's mostly situational. He was put in a good situation, but also he had to work hard for it, and he definitely was deserved. Him and Tyler were deserved. But I could tell, like, especially playing with Tyler, Tyler was super nervous most of the time. And also, when you're the center, you snap it wrong, you make a lot of mistakes, people will get on you. Because if the center doesn't get to the quarterback, the play's already over.
Yeah.
Like, you already ruined the play. So he was definitely felt some of that nervousness. But I'm proud of both of them for, obviously, being where they're at now. And him, you see, being where he's at now. Welcome to our top 5 segment we're doing for Barry Cooper Javorsky. His top 5 is top 5 players he's gone against as a D1 recruit. So who are the top 5 players that you've played against?
Top 5. It's hard to put them in an exact order.
Just name the first 5 that.
So on my team, Weston Port, Jake Javorsky, he's my brother. Weston also committed to UCLA.
Oh, actually,
He's on his mission trip
He's
right
on
now.
his mission right now.
Okay.
So I think I'm actually going to be a class above him, which is kind of weird. But
That's kind of weird.
Oh,
it's
really?
weird for me, yeah.
Oh, does he have to hold back a year?
Because for your mission for Mormon, he has to go 2 years. Like, he's in Spain right now.
Yeah.
I get emails from him.
Yeah, I get the emails too. He's loving it out there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and then I mean Weston, obviously he's going to UCLA. He had every offer in the book. You know, he was real good. He had like a sack.
He was
He was
every
all
record
LA
from-
Times. He had the most, I think, tackles at our school, something like that. Yeah.
Really? Oh,
He had like
okay.
Yeah,
a couple hundred. What was it, 500?
something like that. But
Something
he's-
like
he has
that.
every defensive record.
Is he like most likely to succeed amongst like all the players, pretty much?
He's going to ball out. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm excited to play with him. And then my brother,
Yeah.
he was, he was just that guy.
He'd always mess with you.
Man, you ask anyone on our offensive line who's ever been against him, say who's the best player or worst player to deal with, right? In practice or in just a game in general, right?
Practice especially because Jake his motor never like flipped.
No.
At least with
What do you mean?
At least with Weston,
He
like in
doesn't stop.
practice, he kind of like pulled back a little bit. He wouldn't really go that full, but Jake would.
He just doesn't know anything less than 100%.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They
And
both gave their.
Jake
they
would
both
just
were 100.
He would always beat the shit out of me, like I'm every year I play against him.
And would you have to deal with that at home? Him bothering you at all?
Oh man,
Older brother, younger brother type of dynamic.
Yeah, I got my fair share of fights that I didn't win.
Yeah.
I don't know if I won any, honestly.
Even though you're bigger.
I wasn't
guess-
always bigger.
You didn't get bigger
Yeah.
I
till
wasn't always
later.
bigger.
But it's
And
just like the older brother strength too. There might be something to it.
he has that stupid strength.
Yeah.
He has that stupid strength. It's crazy. But yeah, he does like a rip move, which he kind of just like turns his body like that and rips through, right? It's
Can't stop it.
unguardable. You can't stop
Really?
it. It's stupid. You know what he's gonna do, and you can't stop it, and it makes me so mad. And I tell him to his face, I'm like, that was the most like, you get because you watch film, and you're like, why is this linebacker getting right through you? And our coach's like, I don't care how good he is. You shouldn't be getting through that easily. And I'm like, bro, you go against him, And it's that was brutal.
Yeah.
And I think he personally, and I know there's a little bit of bias because he's my brother, but again, ask any current offensive lineman on our team, they'll say Jake, and I'm very confident with that. So him, Weston, I mean, yeah, crazy motor, 100% every single play, great leader, very similar attributes.
Most humble guy I've ever been
Oh,
around.
Really?
yeah.
That's the
He's
best.
humble.
Especially for being how many offers he had.
If you met him, you wouldn't know it.
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't know it.
That's always the best though when you have a lot of stuff, but don't brag about it.
Yeah, he comes from a great family, great family. So yeah, he's going to be very successful in the future. He works hard.
Yeah.
And my brother's at Cup Poly right now too.
Okay.
So
Nice.
he played in college. And then, so that's from my team. The
Who
next
else?
three, Anthony Jones, he played at Korean Lutheran. He's actually also committed to UCLA. I will
Actually,
be teammates with him. Yeah, he's a D end. He was the first person, because I played tackle this past year, my junior year. He was the first, person who I've been against that whole year. I'm like, okay, we need to focus in, this guy, if I'm not playing a perfect game, he's gonna whoop me. There's you watch the film. There's a couple. I think that was the worst game I had last year, is because I was lined up against him every play. And while I didn't let up a sack the entire year, which I'm proud of that, there was some where I'm like, okay, this was a rough rep from him or from me, but so he's up there.
Okay.
I'm excited to be playing with him too. Also a very humble dude. He wasn't
Nice.
he wasn't talking smack the entire game. He was very he knows what he got to do. Hayden Lowe, he's committed to Miami. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. He's a big dude.
yeah.
That was rough. I think I had a good game against him, but it's definitely different because I have an interior build in college, and he has that edge build in college. He has that length.
Wait, explain that. What is that? Interior build,
He's-
edge build.
He's probably so interior. You can be like a nose guard, right? A good nose guard in the NFL. You can be 6'3". Like Aaron Donald was 6 foot.
Yeah.
You can be shorter and be really, really good. It's a lot harder to be short and no length and be on the edge because you're going against the tackles that are 6'5" and above, who all have 7 foot plus wingspans, right?
Damn.
And so I don't have a 7 foot wingspan, right? I'm an interior build on the O-line too, right? Like a center, like Jason Kelsey, one of the best centers to do it. He was 6'3", right? I'm a little bit taller than him.
Yeah.
And you can have centers that are a little short, 6'2", 6'1", whatever.
Okay.
But if you're put Jason Kelsey at the tackle spot, it's gonna be a lot harder because of that reach, right? Like he has his hands in me, and I'm like, what am I gonna do, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta try to get his hands off or something, because he has 6 inches of reach on me, you know.
Yeah.
So that's definitely tough. That's tough. Another one was probably Gavin Blum.
Oh, you know him too?
Yeah,
Who is this
Gavin.
kid?
He's actually also on the team.
On the UCLA team?
No.
Oh, okay.
He played for our team. He's at Saddleback Community College right now, which is crazy to me.
He's so good.
What happened?
Honestly, no clue. He's one of those guys. It's not a lack of character. It's not that issue. He's a smart dude. He's an interior, like he's 6'3", about like he can play a nose or a 3 tech. I think he wants to play end.
Okay.
D end.
Okay.
Which I've been against him at D end. He has his moves. He's solid. I mean, he was getting linebacker stats at nose guard, which is unheard of. And it is crazy to me how he didn't get crazy traction because he was strong, quick. It was a pain. It was a pain in the ass to go against him every practice. He made me better. Yeah, especially he knows.
You have history with him too?
Dude, he's so good.
He's ridiculous.
But like in what way? It's like every aspect, like all rounder.
Super strong, super like he has
fast.
quick moves.
He's smart.
He knows
Right.
what he.
He got a pick 6 playing nose guard.
Oh yeah, he did get a pick 6 too.
That doesn't happen. That's so rare for that to happen. And it's just everyone that has ever seen him play or met him, like my dad was talking about, he goes, how does Blum not have at least one small offer from a Division I, right? I think he had a couple D3 and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's going the JUCO route right now. So, I mean, he's going to ball out. I already know he will. He's just, it's crazy. He comes in the weight room every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because he's still a senior this year. And he just puts up weight with no warm up. He'll just put 3 plates on the bar and just rep it out for bench. And it's like, dude, no warm up, and it's light.
And how big is this kid?
He's about 6'3". I think he's 260, 270 now, and not fat.
No, just all muscle.
He's pretty for 270. He's lean. Like you can see his shoulders like popping out, dude. He's a dog. I hope the school takes a shot on him because he deserves it.
Did you guys ask him at all? Like,
I've talked about it. I would consider myself one of his friends.
Yeah.
And it's just so you go against him and you're like, okay, this is gonna be a hard practice.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those guys. And he even played on the offense side of the ball too. When we needed an O-lineman, there's a clip of him picking a kid up and throwing him in pass pro. Picking him up. Yeah, he's
and like
stupid.
the other kid was big too. Probably.
He wasn't small.
He was just like
That's
average.
even
I think he was a thick dude.
Just picking someone up though in a game is
it's not easy to do.
no.
Yeah, that's probably my 5 right there. So Jake, Weston, Hayden Lowe, Anthony Jones, and Gavin Blum.
That's a pretty good list.
And you don't know why he only got Saddleback or decided to go to Saddleback.
It's honestly smarter because
I know like financial reasons. It's also like super helpful.
Yeah, a lot of people use, especially because Saddleback's really good for a community.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. This kid didn't have a lack of offers though, right? Or did he not really talk about it?
He didn't have any D1.
What?
And again, it wasn't a character issue. Like he was a good dude. I'm pretty sure he had good grades. Like I don't think he ever fell below a 3.0.
Yeah.
He was smart. Like wasn't a disliked person. That's what sucks. And it's same thing. Like it wasn't because he was too small. You know, he could easily play. At worst, he could easily play into like a nose guard, right? And he'd be great at that. And the same thing with like my brother too, with that stuff. With him, I know the issue. It's just because he's like an inch too short.
That
which
sucks.
Yeah, because he was good. He was
Because
good
you can't
enough.
do anything about that.
He was more than good enough at won defensive scout player of the year for his team at Cal Poly his freshman year.
Nice.
He's just a pain to go against. It's stupid. It makes me mad. I can't sleep at night sometimes. I think I've beaten him on 2 plays in my entire career.
Really?
I pancaked him
That's
one time.
tough.
Pancaked him one time.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I'm gonna hold on to that for the rest of my life. And then there's one rep where I just kind of messed him up a little bit, but he didn't go down. But that's all I have. Every other time, I'm usually, more often than not, I'm on my ass. That sophomore year practice was brutal. But yeah, that's my top 5.
That's a pretty good
All
top
right.
5 list. So
That's a solid top 5 right there.
back to the program. What was the process of being recruited? When did it start? How did it all come about? When did you realize, like, oh, I have a chance to go D1?
It picked up rather recently. I got my first offer 3 months ago.
What was the first school that?
NAU.
Oh yeah,
Northern
yeah, I remember.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Really good college. You know, their campus is beautiful. And you know, very thankful to them for really putting me on the map. And I think the reason my recruiting picked up so late because I never went to too many like camps. I went to a couple.
Yeah.
And you know, I've had some good resources, like Sean Harlow. He played in the NFL for a few years, and his dad is the O-line coach at J. Sarah. He's been a very good resource for me, and he's been very, very good to me. So that definitely helped a lot. But yeah, everything picked up real quick. And then I got Auburn as an offer, and I'm like, oh, crap. You know,
I was like that too.
this is SEC ball, you know? And then all those guys at Auburn, awesome people. And I chose UCLA because I went on my official visit, and it got to a point where I was looking for things and people not to like, and I just couldn't, right?
Yeah.
And everything just seemed perfect to me. Like I had some other officials set up, and I'm not going to them anymore just because, I mean, I gave my word, gave my commitment to Coach Kwan, and I think it's the perfect school for me. I think he's the perfect O-line coach for me. They've been nothing but good people to me, you know, and they all seem very genuine and passionate about what they do. And I think Coach Foster he's the head coach. He's building a great culture and I think they're going to have a great season from what he's doing and from what I'm seeing. He's a very good guy, you know, means what he says, very particular with what he says.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all the coaches were awesome, you know. They're all people I want to be around.
Yeah. I think that's the most important part. Is there like anything else, like social life, I guess, seeing all the people there, the dynamics, seeing the coaches? Were there any other things that kind of played a role into you finally committing?
I mean, I can see my family.
You're close by, yeah, true.
Proximity to home.
It's not a far drive, you know, but it's far enough away to where it's like, okay, I'm on, you know, I can live my life in college and have a college experience. I love the connection that the players have. Like I was able to hang out with some of the players on the official visit, and a lot of the O-linemen, and you know they're all making jokes and all that stuff, and you can tell they're a tight group of people, and they actually care for each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean it's a great environment to be around, and I also think that's why Weston chose there too.
Would you say there's like a big difference from like being with the high school team and now seeing the college team? Is there like a dynamic difference, maturity difference, the way they act, anything like that?
100%. You know, and I think the reason for that, maturity's big difference. And on high school, you'll get kids that are like, they're just there just to be on the team, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Everyone deserves to play.
Yeah.
You know, it's a no-cut sport. But a lot of people don't take it seriously at all.
No.
And like for me, I want it. You know, I want to win and I want to get better. And some kids, they don't really care.
Yeah.
And that can be frustrating at some points. But when you go to a college, right, those are the kids that love it, right? They want it. And they're all good, especially at a Big Ten school, right? Every guy there, like at least the majority of those guys there, they were that guy in high school, right? They were good. And that's why they're at that school. And when you put a bunch of those guys in one room and all have the same goal and a similar mindset, and you're gonna have great things, you know? And so that's what I like to see. You know, I was in the morning, we'll have like morning meetings, right, for the OV. We were talking just throughout the entire day.
Yeah.
And it's in the facility, and there's a practice field right outside. You see guys running around on the practice field, getting reps in, pushing the sled, working out. And some of them are on their own time. You know, there was, while we were there, actually, there was a workout that was led, and it was mandatory, but it wasn't the coaches that set it up. It was the players that set it up, right? And it was mandatory, right? And
Okay.
that's you can kind of tell that that's their culture.
Yeah.
Like, they all work. They're working hard, which I love.
Does the big personalities, is that nerve-wracking to you at all to be around that, or uncomfortable, or is it more like it's cool to be around people with the same mentality as me?
Oh, it's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
you get a bunch of people with the same goal, you're gonna do great things. And that's what I love. Right? And that's also why I like playing O-line so much. Right? You have 5 dudes on the field, same goal.
Gotta trust them.
You gotta trust them.
Yeah.
Right? They're all same goal. You don't touch the ball unless you're the center. But even then,
Yeah.
you're not doing outside of the snap. You're not worrying about the ball, right? And that's why I love that so much, because you're truly just like a brotherhood within the team. You know?
Yeah, it's like a family.
Yeah. And it's not, you're not doing it for the glory, right? O-line really only gets recognition unless you mess up.
Really? That sucks.
And it's bad too.
Really?
Woo!
Because if you get over 200 rushing yards in a game, who's getting the credit?
We got 300 rushing yards in a game.
Who's getting the credit for that?
Running
The running back. And the O-line does get mentioned.
If you
O-line does
like
mentioned
get a
every once in a while.
pancake, sorry, that's like when you dominate someone.
Yeah.
Coach would be like, "Nice block." Nice block. But if you get absolutely beat, he will start yelling at you.
You get like you get like 2 stats as
Yeah.
an offensive lineman that are good, which is pancakes sometimes, if they even count those, and like that's pretty much it. What other good stats you get? All the other ones are like sacks allowed, pressures given up. Like they only really count the negative.
Or
parts.
Coach Jacobs would count like a monster block, where like you don't pancake them, but you just block them from like super far down the field.
Yeah. And though I don't think that's an official. That's not an official
that's
stat.
just something Coach
You go on
Jacobs
max
does.
preps. The only stat you're seeing from me is pancake.
There's a lot of them though.
I try. I'm trying to set the school record for those. I think I have to get like 40 or 50 this next season.
Does Sean Ryan?
I don't know actually who has it. I don't think it's Sean.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But Sean only played, I'm pretty sure, for San Juan his senior year.
Really? Where was he?
Yeah. I have no clue.
I thought he was always. But again, like it's so hard to have a record. You have to not just be dominant for your time playing, because sometimes, like for me, I only played for 1 year, so I only got to put stats up 1 year.
Yeah.
For Cash, he only got to play 2 years. Trevor, he was able to play some of his sophomore year. He played for a full sophomore, junior, and he's gonna play a full senior season.
Nice.
So, before we get past to the last part, do you want to tell about the story how you got injured before your first varsity game as a sophomore player?
I didn't get injured. I didn't get injured. No, I rolled my ankle.
How'd you roll it though? That's the fun part. So we sometimes have lifts before practice, right? And we're just like heading out. Like I'm just in the what's it called in the weight room. And I hear something. I'm like, bro, what happened? And what'd you do to injure it?
So this was the most unathletic
Yeah.
like way to get hurt. I was doing like lateral step ups on like
On a bench.
no.
What is
It was
that?
on like a little ledge. So you stand up, right? And all you do is
Step up, sit down.
you step up, you step down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's and then I stepped down and you know, I wasn't thinking of a possibility of me just rolling my ankle.
Yeah.
I just rolled my ankle. It wasn't serious. It was like I think a very minor sprain. And in like a week or 2 I was fine.
It was right before his first game.
That was right before my first game.
But lucky enough, I got injured that game, and I
do you mean
rolled my
lucky enough?
ankle.
Yeah.
So when I got injured, guess
Yeah.
whose name they called? His name.
Oh yeah,
They
were
said
I
number
think I remember
70.
you telling me this story.
Cooper Javorsky. I was like, bro, the one talking my name now can't even announce it right. So yeah, but he still played every single game. He was a rock star, amazing. But yeah, I want to talk about what are your goals for the next 4 years? Like, where do you see yourself, whether it's football wise or even like career wise? Like, what do you plan your major or anything like that?
My major, I'm not too sure yet. I want to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, that's everyone's
Dope.
dream is
Yeah.
going to college. But I think, you know, at UCLA, they're going to give me the opportunity to do that, especially with Coach Quan.
Yeah.
He's going to get me right. And at worst case scenario, I want to be a firefighter.
I actually see you saving some people, carrying them out like,
Firefighter, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's definitely a bandwagon on my part because my brother wants to.
Oh, yeah.
My sister's boyfriend's currently working on it. My godfather is a firefighter.
Oh, okay.
So we have a lot of people that are
influences.
influencing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems like a pretty awesome job on some aspects of it. Some aspects are pretty rough.
Running into the fire head first, yeah, it's pretty
You
crazy.
see a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which can be pretty gnarly.
Mhm.
But, I mean, that's just something that interests me. It's something I want to do.
Cool,
But,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to UCLA to transfer out. I don't believe in all
I
that.
hope not.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You got that loyalty.
Yeah, I don't believe in abandoning a school that gave you that opportunity.
Let's say, not obviously, I don't put this out there, but let's say either like Coach Quan leaves the school or your head coach leaves, like people that recruited you. Would that maybe inch you closer to maybe like at least like joining if they go to a new school, maybe joining them, or would you still stick it out? Because those are the guys that really wanted you there, but they leave. What would you do then?
You know, I actually don't know. I'm more focused on the now aspect of it. I'm working on getting better to be there, right? Because I don't want to show up and I underperform than what I'm expected. So that's more what I'm worried about. I can see all that. I can see all the staff that are currently there. I feel like they're going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
Coach Foster is
This is his first or second year?
first.
Yeah. So they're starting something. You don't just fire a coach after 1 year. Because you got it takes
insane,
time
unless they're horrible.
It takes time to build like a program, build culture.
Yeah.
You don't just want coaches coming and going, then like where your players. Like I saw this like Marshall team, their coach left, all their players left too. So
Yeah.
That
You got-
loyalty.
But I just from
Loyalty to their
talking,
coach.
with him, you can very easily tell he doesn't just choose people just cause, right?
Yeah.
He chooses them with a purpose, and I think if you ever visit there or you talk to any of the coaches, you can tell like they're there for a reason, right? Because they're the best in the business.
Yeah.
And you can also see that because there is something I saw today, actually on the way here. UCLA has their top, I think, 20 in recruiting for the 2026 class of every college, right? Like, I think number one is like USC, is like Notre Dame's up there, Ohio State's up there. Like, they're up there with,
Yeah, the big schools.
I mean, they are a big school,
Well,
too.
no, but like
They're up there with people that win natties, and that's for a reason.
Yeah.
Because they got smart people running the team, and they're very precise with who they choose. And I think that's you can tell that in the numbers they're putting up right now.
Nice.
You buy into what the coach says.
Can I add one last thing? Is there anything you're nervous about, either going into football, now like committing to UCLA, or is there anything like school wise that you're worried about now that you're going to college,
I wouldn't say I'm worried. I don't think that's the right word for that.
or like nervous?
Yeah, I think nervous
Yeah.
is definitely something that's there. It's new. It's not high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're on your own, right? You're an adult. You don't have your parents,
Yeah.
and it is nice being kind of close to home for that aspect of it. I could still come back and all that, but it's a job now, right? Like high school football, you have a period of lift, right? That's about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you go on the field for like 2 hours, right? So your whole day on a busy day is 3.5, 4 hours, right? With college, you're in the room, like you're waking up at 5, and you're there until you're there all day, right? So you got lift, meetings, all that stuff, and then you have some time for school, right? And then you're back, and you're there until I don't know the exact time. I think it's a little bit past 5. So you're there for 12 hours a day, something like that. So it's a job at that point, right? Like they're paying for your school.
Yeah.
It's expensive. It's
school.
thousands of dollars to go to a college.
It's only getting worse. It's insane.
Yeah. And so that aspect of it is definitely crazy. You more disciplined is definitely
100%.
You're going to be around people that are, going into it. You're going to be around people that are better than you, right? And you have everything to prove, right? Everything to prove. And so that part, I'm confident in my ability to work hard, and get it done. But I'm nervous in just it's a new environment, and you're on your own from your family. That's what the main thing is.
Yeah.
Because you're going from being the top guy in high school, being like one of the leaders of your team, just becoming now a new guy and having to work yourself back up, which is something you can do and will do.
And I mean, he was saying too, everybody's that top guy.
everybody's that guy.
So you're like,
You're everyone there is a top recruit. You're not special there. You can be a 5-star. You go to a college like that, you're not a 5-star anymore.
Yeah.
You're not special.
Yeah. I mean, a humbling experience like that is honestly can be very beneficial. It's cool. Yeah. All right, I appreciate you coming on, man. It was a fun interview. I enjoyed it.
I love you, son.
I hope I did well. I'm not
You
too
did
good
do
on
well.
podcasts.
If you ever want to come back on, just like
Let's
hit Evan up or something.
let me know, dog. I'll come on anytime.
All right,
It was
guys.
fun.
If you want to find me, my socials are in the bio. I have my Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that.
Same with me. All my stuff is in the bio. All my boring TikToks are in the bio too. And if you want to message Cooper, follow Cooper, stalk Cooper.
He's going to be a superstar. I can guarantee
He's gonna
it.
be a
I'm betting
superstar.
on him now.
And yeah, just check him out. We'll put his stuff in the description too. But we appreciate you guys a lot, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Thank you for having me.
I set trends, you